So I've gotten a bunch of comments for people asking me to make an updated controller guide on how to actually improve on the controller input in Chapter 5. Now I think this is vastly important considering the amount of people that are actually going to be playing on controller in this chapter. In the modern day, controller and keyboard could not be further apart in terms of matching up. Keyboard right now has the advantage in terms of scroll wheel reset, they have the advantage in terms of mechanics, overall movement, overall ability to aim. Controller simply doesn't have the aim assist it once did, and it is much harder to succeed on the input. So in today's video, I just want to go over the best ways to actually improve on the controller input. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video. Let's hop right into it. So guys, to start off, this is a general idea. A lot of people understand that controller players tend to be better fighters and better W keyers than they tend to be IGLs and smarter players. The first tip I want to go over is the fact that you guys need to improve your game sense and overall game knowledge, because most controller players tend to be aggressive and lack the ability to think about endgame, think about mid-game rotations, overall ideas of game sense perspectives. What I'd recommend you guys do in order to improve your game sense is a couple of different things. The first thing is definitely going to be to play as many scrims as you guys possibly can. Whether this is you guys actually IGLing or you guys fragging, playing scrims overall will help you guys definitely with understanding pathing, rotation, how to adjust and adapt to different situations in the mid and the end game. Scrims tend to be the best way to get competitive practice for those stacked lobbies. It overall improves your game sense in a way unlike anything other before. The next thing is going to definitely be VOD reviewing. VOD reviewing, in my opinion, is the best way to actually improve your own game sense, because you're going to be VOD reviewing your own gameplay, which is one way to go about it. Or you guys could VOD review pro players. You could watch how they play tournaments, watch the comms they give, watch how they actually move around the map, the decisions they make, and understand why and when they'll make those decisions. This type of stuff is really crucial for if you guys want to get really good game sets in an actual perspective of when you guys are going to be IGLing. For example, you guys can watch the smart IGLs, learn the ins and the outs of the game regarding game sense. That type of stuff is going to carry you to the forefront of getting elevated game sense and really good map knowledge. And the final really good way to improve your game sense in general is to, like I said, play the game. This could be scrims, this could be ranked. However, a really good thing that I recommend you guys do, play the game with a variety of different players, understand different perspectives, understand the different styles of IGLing, how you could be passive, aggressive IGL, the ways of fragging differently, how to rotate and all of this stuff in different perspectives. Essentially what I'm trying to say is play the game from as many different perspectives as you possibly can, and it'll generally improve your game sense. Now, the second tip for controller players is going to be watching pro players. Now, what I mean by this, I'm not saying watch keyboard and mouse pro players, because those guys are completely different in the way you're going to be fighting, moving, and overall engaging as a controller player. What I'd recommend you guys watch is watch very good controller pro players. This means people like Miro, Reet, Byla, Cam, everybody who's on the controller input, who's really successful. That is the people that you guys have to watch. If you guys are watching these people, not only will you obviously learn all the important aspects of the game sense like I said before, but I think you'll generally learn how controller players tend to move at such a high level. At the lower level of competitive Fortnite, there's tons of controller players that aren't actually able to break that barrier into the semi-pro or even professional pro player area. And because they're not able to break that barrier and pass that at such a high level, that's why the keyboard and mouse players tend to succeed a lot more. There's more keyboard and mouse players that are actually going to be succeeding, considering how much easier the input actually is and how much advantages it provides. However, at the tippity top of the pro player spectrum, controller players have been dominant throughout competitive Fortnite history. Mero himself, he's won 4 FNCSs. He won the Grand Championship alongside Cooper. These are a lot of things that people tend to kind of gloss over when they're looking at controller players, but they've been very dominant. A lot of the big controller players of the past, Unknown Army, Reet back in Chapter 2. A lot of these people have been revolutionary in making the game the way it is in modern day. That's why I'd recommend you watch them, not only in the modern day game style, but also in the past. Watch their guide videos if they have them. Watch any variety of gameplay you can of them, because that's how you're going to improve at your actual own skill. The next thing is definitely going to be for you guys to aim train. Now, a lot of people think that controller players don't need to aim train, considering that they have aim assist and it's not really as important for them. However, the reason you need to aim train is most definitely going to be because if you aim train, especially if you guys do it regularly, it's going to build your muscle memory, and that will supplement your aim assist to get you really good laser-like aim. That's why people still complain about controller players at the top levels, because controller players aim train and they also have aim assist, which couples together to make a really deadly weapon. In-game aim training is what I'd recommend, because it's better for outside aim training for controller, because nothing really simulates Fortnite controller polish. Nothing simulates the Fortnite controller sensitivity and how characters in Fortnite move as good as the actual game does. This means doing stuff like aim duels, Skavik's aim course, Raiders aim course, Clix's aim course, any of these in-game maps in creative. That's what I'd recommend you do in order to aim train as a controller player, because not only will this supplement your aim at a very high level, it'll ensure that you guys are going to be absolutely hitting your shots every single time. And then lastly, guys, the final tip that I have for controller players to truly improve, this is going to be to improve your awkward mechanics. What I mean by this is going to be stuff like crosshair placement, awkward edits, doing stuff like awkward edit courses, movement. If you guys are improving all of these awkward and strange mechanics, this is really important for your mechanical skill in Fortnite. Keyboard players tend to have an easier time actually doing this because they have a mouse, it's easier to edit, it's easier to build. Doing these awkward edits is easier to flick your wrist when you guys have a mouse for this ability. However, what I'd recommend you guys do is you do all of these awkward different things. This is better not only for your controller mechanics, but it helps polish your overall movement, aim, skill. It helps you get used to your dead zone, sensitivity, aim assist mode, and overall setup in game. Make sure you focus on your movement. Do the Candux movement course. Like I said, ZenX60's Crosshair Places map is really good. Another really good map is going to be Raiders Impossible Edit course. I really like that one because I simply think that if you guys are going to be using that, it's a really good way for you guys to practice very sudden edits. There's going to be a bunch of random, unnecessary edits that you're never going to be using in game. However, it really improves your ability to react and just do consistent, frequent, and long sequences of edits that you would never really do in game. It's a really good way to improve your overall reaction with those awkward edits. Overall, all these things that I'm mentioning, guys, they're extremely important for your overall controller success. So be sure to take these tips into consideration and apply them to your game if you're a controller player. Guys, that is the video on how to improve as a controller player in 2024 or Chapter 5 Season 2. If you guys enjoyed, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel down below. I really enjoyed making this video. I think it's going to help a lot of you guys out. But that's about it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.